I was really sucked into the Harbor Division when we had a captain join that division, which was Captain Paul Kim. Very stern, Korean American, and he arrived to Harbor Division at a time when there was a lot of violence in Wilmington. We had had a series of homicides, all for the most part gang-related. And there was a community advisory panel that already existed. But the reality is when he walked, and this is his description to me, when he walked into the room, he just saw a lot of white older people sitting in the room. And he knew that that did not represent where his officers were, the community that his officers were serving. So he had someone recommend to him a group of people, Latinos, Spanish speaking, that maybe could help him bridge what was happening. There was just fear, one of the reporting crimes to the police, but two, there was just so much negative activity in Wilmington, and he needed to figure out how do we fix this. And so myself, along with a few other people, were invited to come and meet the new captain. And I just felt a real connection with him at the time. And so he said, I'm challenging you. You want to see improvements in Wilmington? You want to see it safer? I need you to join my team. And I'm like, as an officer? No. I need you to help me. But I didn't fit in. Honestly, I did not feel comfortable at the community advisory panel as it existed. So my suggestion to him was, if you really believe that you want to engage with my community, I will help you with that. But I need to know that it's not just words, that you're going to be behind this. And so with the help of him, and at the time the senior lead officers, we started meeting where we felt safe, which was at the hall at Holy Family Church. And it was literally, I was at the church announcing we're going to start having these regular meetings with LAPD and our local senior lead officers. And I reached out to a few other community organizations, and I was involved because of my job with the refinery. I reached out to the schools, the parent centers, and I just said, hey, come one, come all. We're going to do this in Spanish so that you feel comfortable. Everything will be in Spanish. And it started with that. And he even when he was on vacation, he never missed one of our meetings. And it was, it didn't happen right away, but eventually people started feeling confident enough, trusting enough to report crimes, to call in to the 213 number, non-emergency number, and let them know, to call the senior lead officers using their cell phone and letting them know, hey, this is happening, this is unusual. And so it really ended up, I helped to bridge that gap, that communication gap, and in great part it was in response to what what was happening in Wilmington at the time, but it was because the captain at the time said, I can't do this without you. You really want to change things, and you need to get involved. And fortunately, after he left, we had Captain Patrick Gannon, who was from San Pedro and just loved our communities in general, continued to support that. Captain McNamara, I mean, we were just very fortunate to continue in that. And the people that were there just for their own interests or their own agenda, eventually they just fell through. The ones that really cared continued to come and helped us spread the word. It's okay to call. You know, a lot of times where our people come from in Latin American countries, you cannot trust law enforcement. And so they come here with that fear. And so helping them understand it's a little different here. It's okay if you report it. It can be anonymous. Someone will follow up. You know, the criminals will be, they will go after them. They just need the details. You know, I recall at first at Holy Family Church, back then, the vehicles on L Street were getting broken into on Sundays all the time. And Father would complain about it a lot. But when the captain would look at the reports, it's like, what are you talking about? There is no crime in that neighborhood because nobody reported it. So what good is it to complain to the priest if the reports aren't being filed with who it counts? And there was a lot of kind of educating and building trust. But for me, it was absolutely worth the effort and the time and the years spent trying to make that happen.